I've got Freddy Truff on. Fuck it, why not? After referring, also say, ranting on the piece of shit 2010, let's not do a dud one now. Let's do a dud one, I should say. That being the original. The original Nightmare on Elm Street back in 1984 by a real director. I'll say it again, a real director. That being Wes Craven. Now, Wes Craven, as you know, had the success of The Last House on the Left. He also had the success of The Hills Have Eyes, and he also had the success of a lot of other horror films, such as Deadly Blessings. It was only through 1984 he decided to do a sort of like a fantasy horror film. Now, people maybe or maybe not know this, but originally he was going to do a sequel to Last House on the Left. That's right. He was going to do a sequel to Last House on the Left. I mean, he wanted to do a sequel of Last House on the Left. That's right, a sequel to Last House, which is kind of funny knowing all the villains got killed. But happy to say, he got influenced. This was basically based on a true story. No, I don't mean real life, there's a real Freddy fucking cougar. But you could say they were, because Wes Craven was influenced by his cheapy old man who was fighting a kid, and he was influenced because there was a lot of changed deaths in China involving people who went to Vietnam. Could be right one day, it could have been Vietnam actually, sorry, Vietnam, and a lot of people were dying in the Vietnam, which was pretty weird at that time. I mean, there was a kid who was scared to go to Vietnam, parents put him in Vietnam, you know, they knocked him out with Vietnam tablets, and he died in his Vietnam, having a nightmare. And it's kind of inspired him in taking his very first fantasy. It's the first time he ever did, believe it or not, a fantasy horror film. That being A Nightmare on Elm Street. And what a great task. You know what I mean? He was looking for lots of actors to play Freddy Krueger. One of them, believe it or not, was going to be David Warner. You know, the guy from the baddie in Time Bandits. He played in Torn. He played in the original fucking The Omen when he gets beheaded. He was going to play Freddy, but reasons are over, he never got the role, and you know, at the time Robert England was just finishing V, the final battle, and he decided he'd go for the role. Now, originally Freddy Krueger, the man himself, was originally going to be a kiddie, you know, he could be a child molester, you know, a paedophile. But then Wes Craven decided to alter it and make him a kiddie murderer. But I kind of like it because he doesn't go too much, you know, pot for pot for pot, sot for sot for sot, back down story. There was a lot of deleted scenes after that in it, but they sort of got stacked. You want to see that, just watch the shitty fucking remake. This is a real director who knew how to do horror. You know, you start off in the boiler room and you've got the dirk old Tina and she's running about and you've got that cheapy music. Let's not forget the music, that do 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 do. I'm doing it shit. Now that the music's similar in the third, the fourth and so on, but the fucking best has to be the original, and the music is just iconic. The same one who did the music, believe it or not, were the same people that did the music to April Fool's Day. That's right, April Fool's Day in '86. And I love this music. To me, it's not like something you did in the Dames of Resident Evil. Because every time something nerving or bad or cheaper is going to happen, that's when you hear that music. You hear some sort of different type of music here and there what will nerve you out. And I also love the way it manipulates you. You think the girl who's called Tina is going to be the main character. You think she's going to be the main character. Long behold, she's the first one to fucking get it. She's the first one to fucking get it. And what a way to die. This has to be the most frightening horror movie because it manipulated. This was the first time they did themes. And as you know, Robert England, he put the makeup on, and believe it or not, he hated the makeup. When they put the makeup on the actor, he fucking hated it. And he had to stick that makeup on his face at dinner time. So if he was having a dinner break, he had to wear the makeup because it took him ages and ages to put it on. It would take him about a solid hour to get it fucking off. So if you was eating your dinner, And you see it with all your actors, whether it be Raving Champ, if I remember her name. It was in Evertamp, who played Nancy, and most of the other actors and actresses, as well as a very long Johnny Depp. If you sat next to Robert England, you wouldn't be sitting near Robert England, you'd be sitting there fucking Freddy Krueger himself, because he couldn't take the makeup off. But that's a little bit of backdown story, and he hated the makeup. He even ripped the makeup off when it was the end of the day. And I love to see him when he kills Tina, you know, his arms stretch out like that, and he has that cheapy laugh. And they had to use a voice analyzer, because I saw the original making of this, and back in the day all you could hear was Robert England sounding like fucking Robert England, but that voice gave him a certain heckle, and he improvised that. I'm not making this shit up, he actually improvised that on the spot with, I think, Taddy Tan and a lot of old Danster films, and he mixed that and made it his own to be Freddy fucking Krueger. You know, I love to see when he jumps out and he says that line, "This is Dad," and he jumps out of them buses and cuts his fingers off. He has that cheapy smile when he does it. And it's just fucking, it's just everything about it. It's just horror. The scene with the sheep, that lamb, I think it's like the Mary and the lamb runs out and has that cheapy lamb noise, and the baby sounds and everything. It's just the way he kills Tina, because when you think about it, it starts off right where all the characters are all just having nightmares, and that's all they have. It's just a nasty nightmare, but then it gets serious when the character fucking Tina gets killed. You know what I mean? Leave the pot shit, fucking the remake. Tina gets killed, which to me is better. The test gets ripped and she just gets dragged all over the fucking bed. Now I do know on the video it was more uncut, because on the video version you see a fall and splash and blood goes all over the boyfriend. Sad to say that was censored down. If you ever get that now, you're a dudden. But on the very, very first 1984 rentable video, you had the looks of it and seeing that in its uncut fashion, its uncut form, and I love it. And let's not forget Rising Evertamp. See, it's got sad effects on my dog. Evertamp as Nancy. Bear with me. So about that, my dog got all excited over Freddy fucking Krueger then, just had to throw the potato a bit. But yeah, Raising Evertamp, see, it's fucking brilliant as fucking Nancy. She is brilliant as a role fucking do, a lot better than the one in the fucking remake, which I like call fucking wooden Nancy. She's brilliant, because when you think about it, Freddy has to kill her loads and loads of times. And I mean, the poor lad who they think killed Tina, they think he killed her, and he goes to prison, and all the way through the film, you know he hasn't done it. He says that line, "Nancy, I didn't kill it, I didn't kill her." And it's only when he mentions about the nightmare, and they all had the same nightmare, she figures it out. She fucking figures it out that the only one who could have done it is Freddy fucking Krueger. I don't really his name mentioned that much in this. It's just straightforward. There's no parts, no subtext. I know, again, like I said, there's a lot of deleted scenes. Even one deleted scene where Nancy discovers that she wasn't a lonely child. She had a brother who Freddy killed. But again, was deleted out the fucking film. But I do love the scene where she kills Freddy. And again, you got a very long Johnny Depp, and his death scene, there's a lot more in it, and there's a lot more blood coming through the bed scene. But I do love the scene where she does the taps to get Freddy. So it's all these taps to get Freddy fucking Krueger. I had to have been influenced. It had to have been fucking influenced by Last House on the Left. Remember Last House on the Left, where the father makes all the man taps to get the fucking killer too? And again too, Freddy Krueger, the second name too, was influenced by 2 in Last House on the Left. But the man taps had to have been influenced. That's the way he actually gets Freddy. She taps him and she thinks at first ain't gonna happen, and then Freddy jumps out. Robert England is Freddy. Again, brilliant role for him, brilliant role. And the only time you get the influence of Freddy fucking Krueger is when the mum mentions that he used to be a kiddie killer. There's no parts, there's no chews, doesn't need to be. The only bit which never bothered me really, was the bit where Nancy's mum gets it. A lot of people shag it off because he jumps out and he gets her and he looks like a fucking Barbie doll. Looks like he got a fucking blow up fucking dog. Not really going to kill her or shag it. But it never bothered me as much. I've just seen the fucking remake where CGI mum gets fucking them in her eyeballs. It just looks fucking laughable. I'd sooner go with that ending any day. Now I do know there was 3, 4, God knows how many different endings, and I've got them on a DVD where you get altered endings. You know, you've got the happy ending, you've got the Tiss Boy ending, you've got the ending where even Freddy Krueger, I'm not making this shit up, Freddy Krueger is driving a car and he's smiling, and he does that, which sadly you can never see. I'd love to have seen that ending. But you get the ending that we all know, right on it, he gets to mum and he drags her through the fucking door. But yeah, 1984, West Haven, A Nightmare on Elm Street. To me, that is how you do a horror movie the right way. Made a lot of sequels, make a TV series, and sad as it is, made an horrible fucking remake. But the original, in my eyes, the original, back to me, it's letting fireworks off. The original is a classic. Into then, see you later.